Hello everyone, this is Enzo Eigen of the Alliance for Loki, and today we have the first war of this new interesting war format. And so I'm having to fight Sentinel, and he is on node, node 6, I think, and this node is where if he's immune to any debuffs, then I gain a force charge. I think there's another way to gain a force charge too, but I can't remember it. And also, of course, the Saga Champion gives you double force charges. So at first I was going with Serpent, but then I quickly realized that my Serpent was on defense, and so I couldn't use him. And then my alliance mate said, Koya should work really well. And I was sort of looking at champions who would get force charges. Like I was thinking Nick Fury, because then, of course, he gets those force charges from being bleed immune. But Okoye is great. Not only does she get the force charges from being bleed immune, but she still applies shocks, which would do a lot of damage. So it seemed like the perfect choice. So let's just scroll through the fight. I went ahead and chose Shuri as my as the second champion. She gets a little bit of bonus. I think she gets 15% more duration on damaging debuffs. And so there we go. Off we go to the Sentinel. I think I'm the last fight of my battle group. So I was very nervous about this fight. First real war fight, and of course, I would say I'm always nervous fighting Sentinel, just because I feel like many times trying to dodge his SP2, I fail miserably and get tons of incinerates on me, so I'm a little worried about that. I was thinking of bringing Heimdall in as my synergy champ, just to have, that extra life in case things went really sideways, but I didn't, and so here we go. I go ahead and put on bunches of boosts. So we can just skip through all the boost section, but I put on skill boosts, I put on my special 3 defense boost, and of course 2 medium red and gold boost. Okay, and I go ahead and throw an invulnerability boost on just for extra special luck. So it's really a pretty simple strategy. I'm just going to hit him as much as possible and put on as many debuffs, get as many force charge. You can see I'm already up to 12 force charge. And you can see the tick of those is already like really, really high. Of course, on these nodes, they have lots and lots of health. So you can see even with like pretty big damage already, I'm not doing that much, but now I'm already up to 32 force charges. And so it's really good. His analysis is complete. I knew he'd complete it relatively quick, so I wasn't too worried about trying to slow play that or anything. I'm just baiting out SB1s and continuing to punish those. And so things are going good. I'm down about 10%. Got to an SB2. I figured I would push him to an SB1 just because I'm a little concerned about power gain. Don't ever want to push him to an SB2. As I said, I don't always feel that confident in dexing the SB2. And so here it is. And you can see, wow, look at that damage. Amazing damage. Bunches of shock. I'm up to 76 force charges. So a huge amount of force charges. And yeah, this is ticking down for lots of damages, and he's down close to 50%. So now I'm just trying to bait on SB1, which of course he has decided not to throw. There it is, and back in we go. And so yeah, again, just same strategy again. He does get this palette cleanser too, which is also in the debuff, so it's not so bad. Every time we gain a bar of power, I think he gains one, and so she just puts on so many debuffs, it's really not that big an issue. And so yeah, just sort of playing this like this. And so look at all these precisions I have too, even though he has a really high crit resistance. I mean, with 20 precisions, I think I can even bypass that. So Okoye tends to be an amazing selection for this fight. And again, I gotta get him to throw a special, which he is not. I was a little worried about getting close to an SP3. And here I threw another SP2, and again, really nice damage, pretty good power back, almost get a bar power, do get a bar power. And now it's great. Now here comes the hardest part of this fight. It's the 20%. So he gets his armor ups, and so he's going to get a nice big blast of power. There it is. Okay, and so try to just wait out that, and then of course he gets the SP2, and I missed the dex. Luckily, I sort of recover for it, but I do take a big incinerate, and then I go in. And like somehow this last like 10% seems like it takes forever. And of course I start playing really bad because I get nervous. I get hit there, which isn't so great. And then I going in for my SB2, and I totally whiff on my SB2. That's one thing I find difficult with Okoye is I feel like her specials are sometimes, it's just hard because she has so many different hits and it's this very sort of awkward interaction with her combo. So I don't always feel super comfortable when to throw my SB2. Sort of like Quicksilver. You gotta be really careful about it. But anyway, pretty quick fight. Managed to win it. Was pretty safe. We talked a little bit about Forloki afterwards about maybe a strategy would have been good about pushing him to his SB3 right away, because I have the Indestructible, so I can tank that. And then once I tank the SB3 the first time, I don't have to worry about it later on. The difficulty with the SB3 is that he comes back with full health. Even if he had come back with full health, I felt relatively confident I could have still done the fight again, basically. But it would have been long, and the longer the fight goes, the bigger chance of making a mistake. So anyway, we're playing SSX. They were slightly ahead of us when this happened, and then I looked a little farther. They were still ahead of us, and so I think we're going to lose this first war, but they still had a fight or two left, so who knows. My Serpent on defense got 1 kill, so I'm happy about that. And I'm off to my very first solo of the season, and so far deathless for the season. So super fun. I'm really excited about this new war. I feel like it's going to be really interesting and cool, and just a nice change. And I like it because it's just one fight, and so you can really concentrate on just that one fight. And there's some synergy involved too, because you get a second champion. So I think there's a lot that's going to be really cool about the season. I don't envy the officers, because of course they have to do a lot more work than I do in this. But anyway, I will try to make war videos for all my fights this season. And yeah, let me know what you think about the new season. How did you do on your first fight? And yeah, have a great time with it. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.